If scaling your business secretly feels terrifying, not because you don't want growth, but because your current business already feels like a lot, then you're running into something almost no one talks about. Most founders aren't afraid of the growth. They're afraid of more of the same, because if the business already feels heavy, scaling just sounds like doubling the weight. And I see it constantly with founders who are already capable, already working hard, but the model they're running was never designed to support the life they actually want. And if we haven't met, I'm Katie Hahn. I help founders step out of the operator role and design businesses that actually produce income. Because when the structure of the business is right, everything else gets a lot easier. Over the last few videos, we've been unpacking some uncomfortable truths about how most online businesses are built. In the first video, we talk about the tactic trap, how the industry sells strategies instead of structure. In the second video, we talk about the operator trap, when the business depends on you to keep everything moving. In the last video, we talk about flying blind without data, constantly switching strategies because no one ever showed you which numbers actually matter. But today is the part almost nobody talks about: design. Because the real shift into CEO thinking isn't just better tactics. It's designing a business that actually works for your life instead of constantly fighting against it. Most founders build a business and they try to squeeze their life around it. The business grows, the expectations grow, the hours grow, and eventually you wake up running something that technically works, but it feels exhausting to maintain. Real CEOs design the opposite direction. They start with a question like, what income do I want to take home? How many hours do I realistically want to work? How much energy do I want to spend running this company? And how fast do I want decisions to move inside the business? And then they design the model around those answers, not around whatever tactics happen to be trending online. Let me paint you two very different calendars here, because this is usually where founders realize what's actually going on. Now, the first calendar is what I call the overstimulated week. Launch preps constantly creeping into your schedule. Content scrambling because the algorithm changed. Client fires popping up randomly. DM follow-ups happening late at night. Notifications all day. Every decision feels urgent. Every week feels reactive. Now compare that to a CEO designed week. There's one clear acquisition focus. Sales conversions happen in intentional windows. Delivery happens in protected blocks. And there's a weekly data review. And the priorities for the week are already decided. Same ambition, same intelligence, completely different architecture. One burns energy and one compounds results. And a quick note: if conversations about structure behind a business feel helpful to you, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Most founders don't hear this side of business until they're already struggling through it. The shift between those two models usually happens over about 90 days. The first phase is audit, where you look at your real numbers, what your offer is actually producing, how much capacity your delivery truly has, and what your income goals actually require. Then the second phase is redesign. Simplify the offer structure, clarify how clients move through your business, align delivery with the energy you actually have, and then the third phase is implementation. Running one clear money path, tracking your numbers weekly, and adjusting based on data instead of emotions. No 50 tactics, no dozen funnels, just one engineered path that compounds. And this is where something important enters the conversation. Your life matters in this design. If you're raising kids, your model needs to account for that. If your work hours are limited, your revenue goals have to respect that. If your nervous system is already fried, doubling your workload isn't going to scale. CEO level design isn't about hustle. It's about alignment. And by the way, If you're watching this when it first comes out, we're also doing a live training Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, here live on YouTube. I'm going to walk through the harsh math behind the most common online business tactics and why revenue feels unstable for so many founders. So if that's something you're experiencing, you probably want to be there. More information is in the description. Now, this is usually the moment where something shifts for founders. Instead of asking, what tactic should I try next? They're asking, what does my model actually support? The question alone removes a huge amount of chaos because now decisions come from structure, not panic, not algorithms, and not whatever guru is trending this week. And the interesting thing is, the first thing that changes when founders make this shift usually isn't revenue. It's their nervous system. You can literally see the stress leave their body because for the first time, the business stops feeling like something they're constantly chasing. And once the clarity shows up, the numbers usually follow. And this is the part that usually hits people the hardest. Most founders are trying to grow their business before they've designed the business itself. They're trying to scale effort, when what they actually need to scale is the structure underneath the effort. Once the structure is right, growth stops feeling like pressure and it starts feeling predictable. If you're watching this and thinking, okay, I actually need somebody to map this out for my business, that's exactly what we do inside the 30-day business breakthrough session. We look at your current model, we run the math on your offers, we design a realistic monthly revenue target, and we design your simple money path in your 90-day CEO shift. If you want help looking at the structure of your business and designing the simplest path forward, you can apply through the link below. And the final video in this series, I'm going to walk through exactly how we apply all of this to real businesses because that's where we stop consuming information and actually start architecting something that works.